Good morning, students. I hope all of you are safe and healthy. Look at the picture. Yes, this is a picture of our Earth in which you can see the number of continents are there. Do you know how these continents are formed? Let us study the continental drift theory by Alfred Wegener. In the early 20th century, Alfred Wegener published a paper explaining his theory that the continental land masses were drifting across the earth, sometimes flowing through the ocean and into each other. He called this movement continental drift. According to the theory, the supercontinent of Pangaea split into Laurasia to the north, Gondwana land to the south of Tethys Sea. The movement caused by the intense heat and pressure below the earth had resulted in the movement along the plates, causing continents, mountains, plains, plateaus, and islands to be formed. Let us understand this theory with the help of this video.
Alfred Wegener proposed a theory in 1912 that the great continents of the Earth had drifted over geological time and were once all joined together in a giant landmass we now call Pangaea. His idea was based on the way the present continents fit neatly together, and by the way bands of fossil-bearing rocks join up across continents like this. Unfortunately, Wegener was unable to provide a mechanism for this movement, and his theory was ridiculed by the scientific community until 1965, when the theory of plate tectonics was published. This proposed that the continents were moved around on great plates driven by convection currents in the hot mantle of the Earth. For details, see our related video. Perhaps the most dramatic evidence came from the magnetism of rocks each side of the mid-ocean ridges. When rocks solidify, they become weakly magnetic in the direction of the Earth's magnetic field. However, every few million years, the Earth's magnetic field flips, so the north magnetic pole becomes south pole, and vice versa. And this change is signaled in the rocks. Scientists found that the rocks each side of the mid-ocean ridge were magnetized first in one direction and then in another, like this. Magma solidifies, locking in the magnetism. New magma forms as the plates move apart. The magnetic field reverses. More magma solidifies, locking in the reversed polarity, and so on, creating a pattern that repeats each side of the ridge, with the rocks getting older the further you are from the ridge. Clear evidence of the ocean moving apart over millions of years. Further evidence came from plotting where Earth's volcanoes and earthquakes were situated. From this map you can see that they form lines around the globe, marking out the edges of the great tectonic plates. You get almost all earthquakes and volcanoes at plate boundaries. And finally, we find the great mountain ranges right alongside where two plates are pushing into each other. The Himalaya are being thrust upwards as India moved and is still moving slowly into Asia. And as the Pacific plate is subducted under the Asian plate, the islands of Japan, with many earthquakes and volcanoes, and the deep ocean trench to the east were formed and are still being formed.
So there are 7 continents on the earth. According from the largest in size to the smallest, they are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. So today we will study about North America, which is blessed with rich soil, varied relief, abundant natural vegetation, and a large supply of water. Location of North America. North America lies in the northern hemisphere, and according to longitude it is lie west of Greenwich meridian. That means it is lie in the western hemisphere. The two important lines of latitude passes through the continent, Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle. Tropic of Cancer passes through Mexico and Arctic Circle passes through Canada. This continent lie mostly in the north temperate zone. Latitudinal and longitudinal extent of North America. It extends between 7 north latitude to 84 north latitude and between 20 west longitude to 180 west longitude. It has a great longitudinal extent and is divided into 5 time zones. Boundaries. Except the southern part of the continent, all other parts of North America are surrounded by ocean. To its west lies Pacific Ocean and toward the east Atlantic Ocean. The Arctic Ocean lies to the north of the continent, and this continent is separated from Asia by Bering Strait. Bering Strait separates Asia to North America. Strait means it is a narrow channel of water which join two water bodies and separate two continents. To the south, it is joined to South America by Isthmus of Panama. Isthmus means it is a narrow strip of land which join two land masses separate two water bodies. Now the surrounding oceans have created many wide openings from forming numerous bays and gulfs. Some of the important gulfs and bays are Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of St. Lawrence, Hudson Bay, Gulf of California. These are the important gulfs and bays of the continent of North America. So students, today we have learned about continental drift theory, location of North America and boundaries of North America. Thank you and have a nice day.